Hello everyone, it's HockeyXchange here, and welcome back to the channel that talks about everyday hockey. It's the off-season. Every day that there isn't hockey, we as fans lose our minds waiting patiently before the start of a new season. So many things have happened in the off-season, from the NHL draft to off-season trades and even to free agency. All we want now is to see how things are going to play out for the new upcoming season. So to pass the time, I've decided to complete a list of random interesting facts that happened this past season. A lot of these facts will be quite interesting, with some you may have known or not have known. Many of these facts were found mainly by my own research, but I couldn't have done this list without the help of the NHL official website, hockeyreference.com, and through these hockey media sites. A link will be in the description. Whether you're an old fan or new, I hope you can learn something new today. And with that, I hope you enjoy it. Here are 50 interesting facts that happened in the NHL before the start of the 22-23 season. Number 1. 3 franchises had their records broken for the most points in the season by a player: the Nashville Predators with Roman Josi, Minnesota Wild with Kirill Kaprizov, and the Florida Panthers with Jonathan Huberdeau. Number 2. Roman Josi is the first defenseman to get 96 points since Ray Bourque had 96 in the 1983-84 season. Number 3. The biggest trade in recent history was made when the Florida Panthers traded away Jonathan Huberdeau to the Calgary Flames for Matthew Tkachuk. The last time a team switched 100-point players was when Wayne Gretzky was traded to the LA Kings for Jimmy Carson back in 1988. Number 4. The Wayne Gretzky trade tree has finally ended as of July 2022, which lasted for 33 years and 11 months. Number 5. The longest active playoff drought is currently held by the Buffalo Sabres at 11 years. Number 6. The longest active playoff appearances in a row are currently held by the Pittsburgh Penguins at 16 years. Number 7. The longest active trio in NHL history to make consecutive playoffs are Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, and Chris Letang with the Penguins. Number 8. The Toronto Maple Leafs currently hold the longest drought without a championship in the NHL, 55 years and counting. Number 9. The Toronto Maple Leafs are also the only team since the NHL lockout to have not gotten past the first round in the playoffs, and in their last 7 appearances in the first round, 6 of those series went to game-deciding decisions. Number 10. It has been 29 years since a Stanley Cup was awarded to a Canadian team. In those 29 years, a Canadian team has made it to the finals 6 times, and of 4 of those series, they went all the way to Game 7s. Talk about heartbreak after heartbreak. Number 11. The Montreal Canadiens have had the most first overall picks of any other team, selecting 6 players first between 1963 and 2022. Number 12. Juraj Slafkovský would make history at the NHL 2022 draft, as he is the highest drafted Slovakian to be drafted, followed by his teammate Simon Nemec being the second highest. Number 13. In 2019, an American player, Jack Hughes, was drafted by the New Jersey Devils. In 2022, an American player, Jack Hughes, was drafted by the Los Angeles Kings. No relation to each other whatsoever. Number 14. In 2017, a Swedish player, Elias Pettersson, was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks. In 2022, a Swedish player, Elias Pettersson, was drafted by the Vancouver Canucks. Wait a minute. Number 15. Speaking of Vancouver, this year the NHL has inducted the Sedin twins, both Daniel and Hendrik, into the Hall of Fame. No other twin or pair of brothers have been inducted at the same time in NHL history. Number 16. The tallest player to have played in the NHL is still active, and that is Zdeno Chara, who stands at 6 feet 9. Number 17. The shortest player who is currently active in the NHL is Nathan Gerbe, who stands at 5 feet 4 inches. He unfortunately didn't play this past season due to an injury and is currently an unrestricted free agent. Number 18. The oldest active player is also Zdeno Chara at 45 years old, second being Joe Thornton at age 43. Number 19. Also another fun fact is that both Big Z and Jumbo Joe are the last players to have played against Wayne Gretzky in the NHL. Number 20. One more fact about both of them is that they were both drafted in 1997. They have outplayed every single NHL player from the 1998, and 1999, and 2000 drafts. Talk about longevity. Number 21. There is only one more player that has played Toronto past the second round of the playoffs, and that player is, you guessed it, Zdeno Chara. Number 22. The Ironman streak holder Keith Yandel had his streak come to an end in the 21-22 season when he was scratched for a game. He ended with a total of 989 games played in a row. Number 23. Phil Kessel is actually close behind, going to surpass him in 7 more games. As of recording this video, he is a free agent. Number 24. The most points by an active goalie is held by Mike Smith, who has scored 1 goal and 20 assists throughout his entire career. Number 25. Speaking of Mike Smith, he is the only active goalie to have scored a goal in an NHL game. Though the last goal was scored back in 2020 by a goalie Pecorine, he retired shortly after the 2021 season. Number 26. There are currently 8 players who are considered active to have scored over 1,000 points in the NHL. 4 more players could reach that milestone in this upcoming season. Number 27. The top 4 active points leaders goes as follows: Joe Thornton, Alex Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane, all of whom have been drafted first overall in their draft years. Number 28. Jason Spezza, who retired this past season, is the closest player to not have 1,000 points in his career, retiring with 995 points. So close, yet so far. Number 29. Sidney Crosby is the only active player to have scored above a point per game in 17 seasons. The only person to ever do so was Wayne Gretzky. Number 30. Crosby is the active leader in playoff points and is only the 6th player in NHL history to score over 200 points in the playoffs. Number 31. Alex Ovechkin is the only active player to have scored 50 plus goals in 9 seasons, tying him with Mike Bossy and Wayne Gretzky. Number 32. Ovechkin has only 22 more goals to surpass Gordie Howe for 2nd place in goals all time. Number 33. Austin Matthews has an unofficial record where he scored 51 goals in 50 games and remains unofficial due to it not being 50 games from the start of a season. He is the first player to score 50 plus goals in 50 games in a stretch of 26 years. Number 34. There are currently 3 active NHL players who have scored 5 goals in a single game: Patrick Laine in 2018, Mika Zibanejad in 2020, and Timo Meier in 2022. Number 35. Leon Draisaitl holds a record for the most assists in one playoff series, and that is when he had 15 assists in 5 playoff games this year. Coming in 2nd place is Wayne Gretzky with 14 assists in 6 games. Number 36. 8 players this past season has scored over 100 points. Last time 8 or more players scored 100 points was in the 1995-96 season. Number 37. The active player with the best plus-minus ratio, which is a measurement to imply when goals are allowed or scored against when you're on the ice, is Zdeno Chara. Number 38. The active worst is Rasmus Ristolainen at -172, accommodating it playing with the Buffalo Sabres and the Philadelphia Flyers. Number 39. Tyler Seguin will hold the largest salary for this upcoming 22-23 season, including salary bonuses. It totals up to $13 million. Number 40. Chris Russell broke an NHL record with the most blocked shots since the NHL began tracking it in the 05-06 season. He currently has 2,044 blocked shots. That averages a little over 2 blocks per game. What a trooper! As of this video, he is a free agent. Number 41. The last NHL goalie to ever record a tie was Marc-Andre Fleury back in the 2003-04 season when he had 2 ties. Number 42. Though Marc-Andre Fleury won't be able to reach 1st place in all-time wins as a goalie, he does have a chance to get into 2nd place as long as he's able to win 30 games this season. Number 43. Since the beginning of shootouts in the 05-06 season, the most goals scored by an active player is Jonathan Toews at 51. Closely behind is Patrick Kane. Number 44. Brad Marchand leads the active players with the most shorthanded goals with 33 and currently ranks him 14th all-time. 2nd place among active players comes in a far 21 goals. Number 45. There are 7 players that are tied with the most Stanley Cup wins by an active player. They goes as follows: Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, Marc-Andre Fleury, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, and the one-man dynasty himself, Patrick Maroon. All of these players have won 3 championships. Number 46. Patrick Maroon has been to 4 Stanley Cup finals in a row, starting with the St. Louis Blues back in 2019. Can he continue his final streak? Number 47. Corey Perry is the only NHL player in history to have lost 3 Stanley Cup finals in 3 different teams in a row. Only one player has ever played in 3 finals in a row with 3 different teams, and fortunately for him, he won on his 3rd try. Number 48. There has been a pattern in recent times that a team has won a Stanley Cup. Every other year in the past 6 championships, the teams that were the President's Trophy winners of the year prior would win the very next year. The teams that have done so are the Washington Capitals, Tampa Bay Lightning, and the Colorado Avalanche. So does that mean the team who finishes with the President's Trophy this year has a good chance for the Cup next year? Number 49. There are only 2 active players that have scored more than 7 points in a single game. Nick Schultz with the Arizona Coyotes when he scored 7 points in 2022, and Sam Gagner with the Edmonton Oilers when he scored 8 points in 2012. Ironic how both of these players got a lot of points on teams that struggled to get points. And finally, number 50. Cale Makar is the youngest defenseman to win a Conn Smythe since Bobby Orr, but not only that, he also won the Norris and the Stanley Cup, all in the same year. This hasn't been done by a defenseman since Bobby Orr and Nicholas Lindstrom. And there you have it. What was your favorite fact? There are still plenty more I can talk about, and if there's anything I may have missed, you can leave it in the comments below. If you want to hear more about NHL facts or just like hockey in general, please make sure to leave a like and to subscribe for more. I am going to be releasing more content like this in a regular, and I hope to see you again soon. See you next time.